like Mr. Jonathan said, now we're ganging on them, we're not helpful. Dude, we gave you $30 billion to bomb children, and it's not enough for you. Like, I mean, at least when you pay a dominatrix, you know that you're getting fucked.
Hey.
But this is just America having a public humiliation king while getting fucked, and they call this foreign policy. They are...
Hey, I mean, is he lying though? I mean, let's just be honest. Is he lying? And I love America. We have that bittersweet relationship. But when it comes to this, no, this is not okay. So now people are starting to come around and understanding that what Israel is doing at this moment is overkill. Genocide is collective punishment, whatever word or phrase that you want to use. Israel at this point is doing way too much. Not only that they have killed over 60,000 Palestinian people, they injured over 115,000, and Gaza is around 90% destroyed. So you tell me at this point, what, 2.5 years, going on 3 years, is this overkill? Is this doing too much? And unfortunately, I guess it's better late than never. Now that people like Pierce Morgan, like we're about to see, they're starting to understand that point. Now we're still, 60,000 innocent people dead, but I guess it's better late than never. And, at this point, people who are still defending Israel in this action is starting to look like the bad guys, which they should. So it's like, what is the excuse at this point? And all the fear mongering that was the talking points that were presented to us years ago may have worked, but what is the excuse now? And I'm glad that Bassem Youssef is back on the screen, and he does a really good job at explaining that Republicans, Democrats, and America as a whole is complicit in this. And he is no one to, hold back punches or whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation. Hey, before we continue with the video, I just want to let you guys know, thank you for watching this video. If you find anything of substance from the content that I create for you guys, go ahead, become a subscriber today, hit that notification bell. And if you're really about that life, if you really support the work that I do for you guys, become a member today. I would greatly appreciate that, greatly appreciate the support you give me in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate you. Now back to the video.
Okay, Bassem Youssef, your response.
You guys are talking about these 2 minutes as if this is the exception. I mean, like, all of the Israeli cabinets have genocidal language. And Mr. Jonathan, con artist on the other side, he's like saying that they represent their constituents, which means the whole society, the whole community is genocidal. This is what they represent. And actually, I think like we're asking the wrong question. We should be asking, like, instead of what should we do, we should start asking, why are we funding this? Why is my tax money, $30 billion to date, went to Israel to buy 2,000 pounds bombs and F-35s to dump Palestinians? Why is your tax money, Pierce, is going to the British government to finance this? If Israel wants to defend itself, let it defend itself by itself, not with my money. And also, like, this is like a country it's bragging that this lobby is buying off politicians in America. AIPAC is bragging about 80% of Congress being paid by them. If one politician in the EU, in Britain, in America was paid with bribed by Russian money, oh my God, you're going to have 6-month wall-to-war coverage, foreign interference, democracy in peril, corruption. But
that he brings up a good point. And once again, this is something that we have known, but when you're presented to it like that, it's weird. Because when the whole Russiagate with Trump was a thing, people were invested into that. And, whatever came out of it, it's not a good look to have out, people in other countries trying to dictate American politics. It's not a good look. And it shouldn't be something that is happening. But we see it with Israel in AIPAC. They're bragging about it. We see this. They tell us what they're going to do. If you look at a lot of the progressives that lost their seats due to AIPAC. So it's like we get mad at Trump and Russia, but we're not getting mad at Democrats who are taking money from AIPAC. And of course, Republicans are going to do their, shady business. But it's like, it's this weird double standards that we are applying to different countries. So that's a good point.
But with Israel, crickets, complete radio silence. And there, I brought this, by the way, many times, and it was just like you flow over it, because this is the real question, right? Because you would spend 3 hours talking about if this is a proportionate response, but we'll not talk about 3 minutes. Why is my money? Why is hurricane relief funds in America are going to fund Israel? Also, I don't understand the relationship between America and Israel. It's like it's the most effed up situation ever. We're like the world's most pathetic sugar daddy. We give them billions of dollars and they shit on us. Like Mr. Jonathan said, now we're ganging on them. We're not helpful. Dude, we gave you $30 billion to bomb children and it's not enough for you. At least when you pay a dominatrix, you know that you're getting fucked.
Hey.
But this is just America having a public humiliation king while getting fucked, and they call this foreign policy. They are.
Hey, is he lying though? Let's just be honest. Is he lying? And I love America. We have that bittersweet relationship. But when it comes to this, no. This is not okay. We should not be having other countries dictate American policies. And it's all about the money at the end of the day. If you follow the money, you're going to find people trying to consolidate power, positions, and money. So it's like, is he wrong? No. And once again, we got to make sure we understand this. This is not just a Republican problem. This is a Democratic Party problem too. Minus, once again, the progressives, because they're not taking AIPAC money. They're not taking no money unless it's from the people, which that's how it should be. But once again, this is a American problem that's only going to get worse. Like, there's no crossing the line when it comes to Israel doing whatever they want, as we see what's going on in the news today. There's no red line for them. So he ain't wrong.
Are arresting American students on American soils for protesting Israeli war crimes. What the hell, man? This is like your crack whore making you beat your children for calling her what she is, a whore. This is what really boggles me in America. The right and the left, they fight each other tooth and nail over gun control, education, minorities' rights, healthcare, DEI. But when it comes to Israel, everybody competes to be Israel's favorite bitch. Republicans hate handouts unless it's for Israel. And Democrats, they love human rights unless it's for the Palestinians. This is a Delulu state. You guys are Delulu. Wahab Rabber, you are Delulu. Like, I came here today to witness for myself how someone can lie so shamelessly. The guy is like a human pinball machine. Every question lies on him, ends on Hamas. Is like a magic 8-ball with one answer. Hamas. At least flat earthers, they make things interesting. You guys are boring. You are like the same thing. I left all of this. I left the media because of this. I come back. It's a freaking Groundhog Day. Every day, the same question, the same thing. Dude, nobody believes you. You are liars.
Okay.
Nobody believes you.
Okay.
Once again, Like, I love that he's not trying to conversate with people like this here. Like I said in plenty of my videos, sometimes when you're having a genuine conversation, yes, you talk respectful, you try to, combat or not even combat, but, rebuttal whatever, whoever is saying, opposite to what you're saying. But when people are purposely lying and are trying to defend something that cannot be defended, you can't talk to people like that. You have to talk at them. You have to tell them in as simple as possible the BS that they're talking about. And Mr. Youssef is doing a beautiful job at that. And I kind of understand why he left media, because it's no point to having these conversations sometimes with people who are not there to listen, but they're only there to talk their talking points. And that's it. So, hey, good job.
Let me just say, well, since you haven't been on media for a while, Bassem, you probably would have noticed that I've become quite unpopular, actually, with the pro-Israeli lobby, because I've been increasingly critical of Netanyahu and his government.
No, see, and that's right there. I do not care, Pierce. You had a long time to sit here and understand that there was going to be no stopping point with Israel. There was never a plan to stop. You should have known this. People have gone on to your shows and tried to explain this to you, and you still defended Israel. Now we're 2.5 years later. Now you're like, oh, I mean, maybe they are doing too much. 60,000 Palestinian people dead. I mean, they might be doing too much now. 115,000 people injured. Oh man, I'm starting to switch sides here. Pierce, once again, I guess it's better late than never, but come on now. Like, not a good look.
And believe they have...
because if you're not your doormat,
That's
if you're not
entirely accurate,
they will not do it.
Well, okay, but
Pierce,
all right, but that's just accurate. You may have missed that. But Jonathan Comrickis, your response to what Bassem Youssef said? Dry skin.
Let's skip the commercials here. If you got dry skin, put on some lotion, okay? There you go.
Well, I could choose to respond to many things. I could respond to your foul language. I could respond to how low you speak. I could respond to your nonsense rhetoric. And basically, I think it shows that you've been out of the business for a while, because you're regurgitating a lot of stuff that's really old. I think you should update your poison. You should get an updated version of the talking points against Israel. All of the things you said they're quite low level. They're not very impressive. I've heard it 1,000,000 times, and it's quite childish. It's interesting for me to hear that from an Egyptian. Last time I checked, Egypt is the second largest beneficiary of American money. And if you reportedly really care about your tax money, then have you asked yourself why the US is providing so much money to Egypt and what the US gets in return? And what I would like to know is, why is the Arab Egyptian Republic refusing to receive refugees, their Arab Muslim brothers from Gaza, and why are they so inhumane and cruel and preventing poor Gazans from escaping a war zone? Last time I checked, the only war where civilians have been prevented from leaving, escaping, fleeing a battlefield is this war. I cannot remember, and maybe you as a comedian can think of another war where civilians were prevented from a neighboring non-hostile state to flee the war. I cannot remember any such thing. And I think that the country where you come from has a lot to answer from. I know that you're more confident in bashing Israel and talking conspiracy theories and AIPAC this and that and all of the other nonsense that you regurgitated. But let's talk about Egypt. Let's talk about their responsibility. Let's talk about US funds to Egypt. Let's talk about their cruelty. Let's talk about how they have prevented humanitarian access.
let's talk about sex. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just a joke that me and my wife, because I was listening to this like an hour ago, and he just kept saying, let's talk about. Okay, let's continue.
Says to Gaza. Let's talk about the fact that they have built the world's biggest wall that dwarfs the Chinese wall and all Israeli security walls between Gaza and Egypt. Why did they do that? Out of Muslim compassion? Out of care for humanitarian rights of their Arab brothers? No, because they want the poor Gazans in, and because they know that programs like this one and other programs will support Hamas propaganda and will blame Israel for what's happening, when in fact Gazans should have been evacuated out of Gaza in the second or third week of the war. We would have defeated Hamas quickly and with far fewer
all right, but just to be clear, Jonathan,
casualties.
Just to be clear, programs like this one, hosted by me, which is the point you're making, I think, I'm afraid, I take exception to a 3-month policy of starvation of a populace that's been relentlessly bombarded that includes so many children. That's my problem. And I think that the war aims, the stated war aims of Israel at the start of this, which was to eliminate Hamas and to get the hostages released, neither of those things have happened. All that's happening is more and more civilians are getting killed in the process of going after the Hamas terrorists. And you've taken also, as a government, to starving already impoverished children. And I just find that unconscionable, as indeed, by the way, do 2 former Israeli prime ministers who've gone on record as saying that. And there was a very powerful piece by a Jewish writer, Thomas Friedman, in today's New York Times, saying Israelis, diaspora Jewry and friends of Israel everywhere need to understand that the way Israel is fighting the war in Gaza today is laying the groundwork for a fundamental recasting of how Israel and Jews will be seen the world over. And he doesn't mean in a good way. He means in a very bad and serious and potentially dangerous way. So yeah, this program has evolved. It does stand for that.
Campaigning.
Well, I'm going to go to Bassem for his response. But since you brought that up about this program and what it represents,
10 allegations against me, and I don't get to respond.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Bassem respond, but that is my response to what you said. So Bassem.
So let's.
Well,
let's
I didn't, finish making a coherent sentence.
Well, let Bassem finish first.
I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, by all means.
I didn't interrupt you. All right? You asked me about Egypt. I'll answer you about Egypt.
You didn't.
Egypt
and I appreciate
takes
that.
1/3 of the aid that Israel receives, while Egypt have 10 times the population. Egypt never received $30 billion to murder children and bomb hospitals. Egypt was never allowed to have the privilege of having more than 58 vetoes in the Security Council, right? And also, why doesn't Egypt take Palestinians? This is like someone going into Fifth Avenue, shooting someone in the face, and it's like, why do the neighbors don't bury the body? You're the guy doing the killing, not Egypt. So stop talking about Egypt. Anyways, back.
Hey, that's a good point. Why is he trying to position other people or other countries to take in people that Israel is continually bombing and destroying their land? If they weren't doing that, other countries wouldn't have to take in refugees. How come America is not taking these refugees? We're sending money over there, so why can't we? I mean, of course, we're not living in the same universe at this moment. We can't do that. So once again, that's a good point.
And I would like to, Jonathan and his likes, to please stop Zionizing us. Stop the Zionizing. Zionizing, it's a verb which means to gaslight someone with such shameless, narcissistic, psychopathic audacity that you deny reality to their faces while simultaneously playing the victim, engaging in endless circle debates that go nowhere and displaying a complete loss of empathy and basic humanity. Right? Remember, Pierce, why the first video went viral? Because I called Israel a narcissistic, psychopathic behavior that fucks you over and then makes you think it's your fault. Because this is what Israel does. It didn't happen. And if it did, you're remembering it wrong. And if you're not, it's your fault because you're looking into my phone. Narcissists lived in their own made-up reality. They don't share your reality. They live in their own custom-made universe where facts are negotiable and truth is whatever serves them in the moment. And when it comes back and when you corner them, they throw tantrums, accusation, Hamas, anti-Semitism, full victimhood mood. And it's pointless to debate with them, right? Because take him, for example, and the likes of him. You show them a video, it didn't happen. You show them UN reports, these are lies. You mention international law, it's complicated. You get testimonies on the ground from doctors and nurses at Hamas propaganda. We saw it with our own eyes. Your optic nerve is anti-Semitic. Like Israel is like Shaggy.
Like that's a good point. And that's what I said. Like sometimes when you're trying to have a genuine conversation and you bring the data, you bring the reporting, then you converse around facts. You converse around on the ground reporting. But if people are being disingenuous and right away calling you anti-Semitic, or you don't think Jewish people should exist, or whatever crazy things they'll call you, then what's the point of even talking if you can't be genuine? And that's what he just said. He's like, I bring all this to you and you just say I'm anti-Semitic. You say I hate all Jewish people and I don't think Jewish people should exist because of what the numbers, what's in front of my face. Thousands of innocent young Palestinian people are dying. You can't explain your way out of that. Sometimes you just have to say, hey, they're effing up right now. This you can't defend that. And that's what should be said. But it's not. Let's continue.
Saw it with our own eyes. Your optic nerve is anti-Semitic. Like Israel is like Shaggy. We saw you won the hospital. It wasn't me. We saw you killed the children. It wasn't me. Dude, your war crimes are documented. Hamas propaganda. Also, it wasn't me. There is no point of debating gaslighters. We have 4K videos, satellite imagery, and your own soldiers posting on TikTok bragging about killing children. But of course, yeah, the entire planet is having a mass hallucination, right? This is like Israel has the same credibility as a Ponzi scheme, right? This is why I'll give you an example how Delulu is Israel, right? Israel calls itself, I mean, he was in the IDF and he tell you, the most moral army in the world. Also, they call themselves the most vegan army in the world. So Jonathan here is representing an organization that is both vegan and genocidal. Yani we will not eat chicken, but inshallah, we will bomb a hospital and barbecue it. Do you see how fucked up is this? This is like calling Jeffrey Dahmer the most vegetarian serial killer in history, right?
Okay.
And this is and one more thing. Does any army in the world call itself moral? This is another trait of narcissistic psychopathic behavior, because they project to the world the exact opposite of who they are. If they lie, they brag about being honest. If they cheat, they brag about being faithful. And if they are cheap, they brag about being generous. And if they are criminal, genocidal, they brag about being moral, the most moral actually.
Okay. I mean, look.
Bars. Hey, and of course, if you guys want to see the rest of this debate, hey, there it is right there. Go ahead and watch it. Once again, we're not going to go through the whole thing because this video right here would be like 20 hours long. So once again, guys, like, I'm still trying to battle this cold. So, excuse me if I made any coughing noises, but at some point, you can't defend what is going on. You're going to run out of excuses. Yes, Israel, just like any other country, just like Ukraine, has the right to defend itself. But when does it become too much? That's simple. You don't have to be a historian. You don't have to be some sort of crazy genius to understand that. At some point, it becomes too much. And you have to be willing to admit that. In this book right here, I just finished it. Let me pull this up here. This book right here is amazing. As soon as I seen this title, I had to read it. One day, everyone will have always been against this. 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, when young people are reading about this, of course, it's going to make it seem like people around the world, including in America, were always against this. But as we're living in this in this day and age, at this moment, it's like we have to fight people to understand this, which is crazy. Why do I have to fight you for you to understand that innocent people shouldn't be dying by the thousands. And once they, go through Gaza under the rubble, they're going to find more people. So the death toll is only going to increase, which is unfortunate. So, hey, thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that blue sky link in the description down below so we can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.